If you're watching this video, you are a personal trainer, want to be one, and I was or am in your shoes. I started out 6 years ago, 360 pounds. Since then, I've dropped over 100 pounds. Got full time at Equinox, which is a gym based out of New York. Quick, within 90 days of starting it. And before those 90 days, I had never sold anything before and hadn't done any personal training. And I just want to give back and basically make a video for 6 years ago, starting out, what I would tell myself. And hopefully you can take something away from that and improve where you are. Or if you are starting fresh, I can help sort of maybe give you some tips on the best routes to take and miss out some pitfalls on spending money and wasting time that I did. So I'll start where my mindset was when I was looking at personal training. Everything that I was researching online showed from a pay standpoint that it was really low or sizably high. And it really depended on the gym that you're working at and how their payment model worked for trainers, as well as if it was open to the public or if it's strictly a training gym. My advice on this is it's a very important first step, and you don't want to shoot yourself in the foot because you want to develop really good habits, which means that you want to surround yourself with people that are a lot better than you and in places where you want to be and can envision yourself. So shoot for, the high bar, and then even if you fail out of that process, you'll learn so much more than starting out at a lower paced or lower scale gym. It's the same amount of work to build up a clientele book, meeting people on the floor and calling leads and building up your clients. And then you're sort of stuck in that location because that's where those people go to the gym at. It's very hard to get people to move gyms if you've been training them for less than a year. You have to build up that trust. So choose a gym where you feel like you're going to be compensated and you see a ladder that you can work yourself up from an education and pay side of things. For me, obviously Planet Fitness, Crunch, One Life, sports clubs, those type of animals are in the same space as an Equinox or a Lifetime. The only difference is the brand of it and then the price point. So when you're looking at, these gyms that are $30, $50 a month, and then you're trying to sell personal training at probably around that same mark or less, the gym is taking 75% of it probably in the beginning for the most part. And then as you do more sessions, your commission increases in that monthly period. So maybe 10, 20, 30 sessions a month, 1 hour sessions, you're only making 25% of that packet, that price that you're giving onto the customer. So I don't know what the numbers are at Planet Fitness, but I'm sure they're similar of, as a W-2 trainer, you're going to be making, $15 to $30 an hour. That's probably a pretty good range for starting at one of these gyms. Whereas an Equinox or a Lifetime, because they are more expensive, they have a higher net worth clientele. I think Equinox average client is, or member is, has over 100K of net worth yearly, salary yearly. So they have more expendable income, and that attracts not only a talented member base that you can learn from by training them, but it attracts a lot of great trainers. And so that's why I went that route, as well as Equinox and Lifetime. They have a lot of commitment behind furthering education of trainers. So you have to stay on top of getting your CEUs, which you'll need to, renew your personal training certification. And really all you have to do to get into the doors of these places is have, you can dress in a suit to stand out and then have a personal training certification and then just, know how to present yourself in a proper way. And really they're just looking for people that are, this is what they want their main thing to be. They're not looking for a part-time, they're looking to full-time to really further their career as a personal trainer and work through the ranks of the gym business. And as long as you can show that you're motivated and that you are honest and then you're humble but hungry, they'll give you an opportunity, because in personal training, it's a low salary, low hourly wage starting out, and then you have to prove yourself by building your own clients. So if you don't put in the work and take in the learning, then your business is going to fail anyways. So it's less of a risk for a company hiring you. Just show the good core foundations and then let your work ethic and be open-minded, curious about learning. And some of the best ways of learning is starting at one of these higher end gyms where they have higher end trainers that have been doing this for a long time. Some of the people that I started out with at Equinox have been there for 10 years, 8 years, full time, killing it, multiple certifications. And so I had the opportunity to just be very humble and walk in there and just ask to train, just to work out with each trainer one on one and just take in their aspects of training, their viewpoints, and how they think about programming, how they think about talking to clients during the session, how they think about cueing exercises and fixing form, how they operate when they're not with the client, what's their communication like? Do they have any advice on books to read? And so I was just stacking in knowledge for 2 years and built up this great understanding of how to build a strong business through people that were experienced and took their craft very serious. I looked at other gyms that weren't in that luxury fitness space, and the biggest thing that I understood coming from sports is that you want to learn stuff, as close to right in the beginning, so you don't set up bad habits, because bad habits are hard to break. But if you start out with good habits and learn how to build a successful, healthy business and personal training, you'll go a lot further than wasting your time at a place that's not pushing education, that's not inspiring you to learn more and be around people that are in spots that you want to be. So number one tip, getting into personal training, shoot for a high income gym with experienced trainers that have good staff, and then utilize those to the max. The next thing, after getting full time is how you obviously build programs and structure workouts. So, this is where you want to make an investment, make an investment in trying to become the best trainer that you can be. And not only, surrounding yourself with great trainers and learning from them, but, I've gotten some really good book recommendations. So here's one, it's Conscious Coaching. So Conscious Coaching is the art and science of building buy-in. So getting clients to really lock into their goals and how to communicate to them. You understand it after a certification, the anatomy and physiology of the body and biomechanics, but how do you relate to someone that maybe doesn't have an understanding or doesn't even have a care in understanding? How do you relate it into layman's terms so that you can give them successful tips that are long lasting? Because with personal training, the goal is to obviously sell them, get them as a client. But if you're doing the job correctly, there will come a day where they leave you and can do their own programming, and they sort of build that passion as well. If they don't build the passion, at least they know good form. And so the way you carry over what you understand into how they understand, conscious coaching is a good one. Another one that's movement based is Built to Move. Built to Move, a little trippy cover. Kelly and his wife Juliet Starrett. So this gives really good tips on, again, layman's things that people can add from a vegetable nutrition standpoint, protein recommendations, and then a lot of mobility stuff. So they're like mobility gurus, and they focus a lot on fixing people's posture, fixing people's hips and posterior chain. And a lot of people that you'll come across with the new shift in the workforce of having scoliosis, having a forward head lean, having a lot of lower back pain, hip pain, they're usually tight and immobile. So this book really goes into easy tips that they can do in and outside of the gym and allow you to expand your toolkit on how you can fix people's problems. And then again, that's the side that we enjoy, that we have the passion, that's easy to learn. The hard stuff is the selling process. So Grant Cardone, I know he's iffy in the industry, but two of his books that I read in the beginning, they really helped me, were Sell or Be Sold. And then another one that's called 10X. So I'll start with Sell or Be Sold. It just goes into, he's a real estate guy, but how he conducts sales meetings, how he operates a team, how he breaks down to the customer what they're getting, talks about having everything on paper, making it visible so that they can see and understand from hearing what you're saying and seeing it on paper, and then how to take detailed notes during the sales process and have it streamlined. And then obviously the hard part of closing and wrapping up the whole package of like how you're helping them, where they are, where they want to be, and then you in the middle getting them to this swoop from movement, nutrition, recovery standpoint, and then package it up and like this is what that time frame looks like, and this is how the cost is, and then checking up those milestones along the way with doing body scans and movement screens. Sell or Be Sold, you can carry a lot of those tips over that. And then the 10X book by Grant Cardone is really good. It's just about mindset and goal setting. Same with Be Useful by Arnold Schwarzenegger. These books are emphasized on having a vision of where you want to be and then stay focused on that. There's a lot of different avenues you can take in fitness, but mastering a couple and really focusing on a niche, can allow you to build your book a lot quicker if you know the type of clientele that you want to work with. You can sort of target them. What type of workouts they're doing in the gym. Are they in group fitness? Are they by the barbells doing powerlifting or bodybuilding? Are they more on machines? If you understand that, it'll be a lot easier to know your way in the gym and what people you want to target. 10X, be useful.